What don't people know about Neural DSP that you wish they did?
I mean, that's probably one thing that we're a bunch of humans behind this company. Like, it's great to have the opportunity to speak with people like you. But it's an amazing company to be part of. We're a little bit more than 100 person now working at Neural DSP. Um, what people tend to don't know or confuse is that we're located in Finland and not in Sweden, and that yeah, probably 2/3 of the employees are working remotely all across the globe. So in the headquarters here in Helsinki, you have about 40-ish people, but like the rest is like working remotely. Yeah, in the States for some, in England, in Poland, in France, in my case. And finally, that's Quad Cortex is made in Finland in a factory that we own in Helsinki downtown. Yeah, that people don't know usually.
Yeah, yeah, that's for sure. Okay, what don't people know about Francois that you wish they did?
That's a good question. That's even trickier. That's I'm the least Neural DSP guitarist in the company because I don't play metal at all. I don't listen to metal at all. So yeah, that's a good thing. That's I worked on products such as Archetype Matteo Sasato and Morgan amplifiers because I'm the target audience to these products. But when it comes to playing in drop A in super high gain amplifiers, I'm not the best for this.
Well, what's interesting is it seems like the focus is towards metal with the neural cortex, quad cortex, for instance. But there are so many other players that I know that are not metal players that use it, and it seems to work. And I'd never get the impression from the marketing that it's focused at a particular genre at all, which I think is really good.
Yeah, I think that comes down from like the early days of Neural DSP. If you look back in time, the first plugin released was a replica of a dark glass pedal, which was definitely tailored for a metal bass player. Then we released 14 Nameless, which is a super high gain amplifier. Then the next one was Pliny, and then we went with Gojira. We went with like all those metal bands, metal artists, metal amplifiers. But if you use the Quad Cortex, you open the amplifiers library, it's not just high gain amps, not at all. And I feel that some people stayed with the impression that we were like a, metal guitar oriented like company. But it's really not the case. It's really not the case. And we're making progress every single day to sort of broaden the scope of what we offer, either in the plugin world or on Quad Cortex.
Well, you can tell by Mantra.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
that's not aimed towards a metal vocalist, for instance. That's any vocalist, from what I could tell, anyway.
Yeah, and even the demo video, there is not a single scream in it. And some people got bothered because of this, but you can't please everyone, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, right, right. Okay, last question, Francois, and thank you so much for your time.
Of course.
What's the best piece of advice that maybe somebody imparted to you, or maybe you learned along the way?
You know what? Yeah, because the job that I got now is pretty much my dream job, right? So for anybody who's dreaming about working in the music industry, um, make sure to follow your dream. I know it sounds really cheesy said like this, but there is nothing in my resume that would have led me to like work in the music industry in the first place. Uh, I studied economics. I went to business school, but like the only reason why I ended up here is because on the side I was modifying amplifiers, building guitar pedals, nerding on forums about like the gear that this guitarist or that guitarist was using on stage. And I've made my way to a state where now I can work on those products that I used to be fascinated about since I was very young, since I was like probably 12 or 13. So the music industry is really small. Tons of people know each other, so try to meet as many people in the music industry, and you can make your way and find like some great opportunities there.
You know, you just mentioned something about modifying guitars and building pedals. So you have quite an analog background then.
I do. The funny story is that like I have a pretty good understanding of schematics and electronics in general in the analog domain, but like everything that our DSP developers are doing is just black magic to me. The good thing is that like we understand each other, because when they talk to me about different filter topologies or like different nonlinearities, that sparks something. Like I understand pretty much all of it.
Okay, well, that brings up something that's very philosophical then. For the most part, when people, when companies, developers develop software, they're trying to model something that's analog, except some of the newer companies that are thinking outside the box and are going, wait, we're just going to do whatever works here rather than trying to copy something that was in a different domain. How does Neural DSP approach that?
I think it's all about balance. Well, I will take two completely different opposite examples. The first one is Quad Cortex. If you open Quad Cortex, all the amplifiers, most of the pedals, they're just either replicas or nods to existing devices. Why is that? Because guitar players tend to be really conservative when it comes to the gear. They tend to be very traditional at the same time. You want to play a Marshall, you know what the Marshall sound is, so you will reach for the Marshall sound. Same for, I don't know, a Boss compressor. The guitarist will know for sure what it is, and he will just reach for it. And then you have the opposite side of the spectrum, which is Mantra, where we try to combine kind of best of both worlds. We have those super digital, precise effects, like the tune module, the sculpt EQ, which is like a problem solver, the harmonizer, which has been designed from scratch. And at the same time, because we love analog and we love the color that analog can bring, we have those fancy models of a distressor, of an LA2A, of a PCM70 circular delay, like all those things that were used back in the days in studios and loved by many, not only for what they're meant to do, but also for the color that they had. And yeah, I think the approach is going to be more and more like this, even in future guitar-related products. Basically, how to combine those two worlds, because there's some beauty in the analog domain. We all know that, but like modern tools also offer like stuff that you just can't do in the analog world. So yeah, combining is probably the best way to approach it, I think.